Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're diving into Google's powerful AI coding assistant, Antigravity. Now, this tool is becoming way more common, but there's this massive gap between how most people use it and what it can really do. We're going to pull back the curtain on the features that separate the casual user from the absolute pro. So get this. The source material we're looking at suggests that most users are only tapping into about 15% of its power. I mean, think about that for a second. A staggering 85% of what could make you a truly next-level developer is just being left on the table.
And here's the thing. The real difference between a beginner and a pro, it isn't just about writing better prompts. Nope. It's about a fundamental shift in your mindset. You go from simply chatting with a single AI to becoming the director, orchestrating an entire team of AI engineers.
So in this explainer, we're going to walk through the 6 core features that will take you from a novice user to a pro orchestrator. We'll cover building your AI engineering team, picking the right tool for the job, using proof of work, mastering automation, controlling the pace, and finally, really stepping into your role as the orchestrator. Okay, let's dive in. First up, and this is probably the most crucial concept to grasp, is the agent manager. You really need to think of this as the mission control for all of your AI agents. You know the old way, right? You type a prompt, you wait, you type another one. It's all very linear. The agent manager completely flips that on its head. It's more like an inbox that lets you coordinate a whole team of AI engineers, all of them working at the same time. This whole thing happens in 3 very distinct stages. First, the agent thinks through the entire approach and gives you a detailed plan before it writes a single line of code. Then, stage 2, you review that plan, you can leave comments, and you give it the green light. And only then, in stage 3, do multiple agents jump in and start executing different tasks in parallel. And here's what that looks like in the real world. Imagine you're building a CRM tool. Instead of one agent slogging through it step by step, you can have 4 agents working at once. One is building the project structure, another is creating the UI, a third is setting up the backend API, and a fourth is building the deals pipeline. This is how you actually get that 10x faster development people are always talking about. Okay, so you've got your team. The next thing a pro knows is that you don't use the same tool for everything, right? You don't use a hammer to saw a board. That same logic applies to AI models. And that's where the 3-model strategy comes into play. Antigravity gives you access to 3 different powerhouses, and the secret sauce is matching their superpower to the right task. So you use Gemini 3 Pro as your design expert. It is fantastic for UI, layouts, anything visual. Then you've got Claude Sonnet 4.5 as your backend architect for all that complex logic and system design. And for the simpler, more reliable tasks, GPT-4 is your workhorse. All right, so you've got your team, you've picked your specialist. But how do you actually make sure they're building what you want them to build? Well, that brings us to our 3rd feature, the artifact system. You can basically think of it as a proof of work system for your AI. See, instead of the AI just spitting out a giant wall of code in a chat window, Antigravity generates these structured, living documents. They call them artifacts. These can be implementation plans, task lists, things you can actually review and make notes on. And this gets to the very core of how this tool is designed. It's a human-in-the-loop approach. Because you can leave comments right inside these documents, just like in a Google Doc, you are able to guide the AI to get the best results, but without having to micromanage every single thing it does. Okay, let's talk about scaling your efficiency. Pro users don't just do the work once. They build systems to automate that work and to capture their own expertise for the future. First up is browser automation, and this is where things get almost scarily good. Antigravity can literally open a Chrome browser, navigate your app, click buttons, fill out forms, and test everything for you. It creates self-testing and, get this, self-healing code, fixing issues it finds all by itself. And next are custom workflows. These are basically reusable slash commands that let you save your own best practices. You're creating a personal playbook of your most effective processes. For example, instead of manually running through your debugging checklist every single time, you could just create a /debug command. That command would then automatically run your entire systematic process for finding a bug, making your own expertise repeatable with just a single line. This brings us to our final key feature. It's a simple but incredibly powerful control dial called the View Policy Settings, and it's all about managing that classic trade-off between speed and safety. You've got 3 choices here. Always Ask puts you in the driver's seat. You review every single action.
Agent decides is the default, where the AI kind of uses its own judgment on when to ask you for approval. And then there's always proceed, which basically unleashes the agent for maximum speed. It's great for rapid prototyping. And here is a pro tip that makes all the difference. Start on always ask. This forces you to learn how the tool actually thinks and helps you build trust in the system. Then, once you get how it operates, you can switch to always proceed and really unlock its speed. So, we've walked through the key features, from the agent manager all the way to the policy settings that separate the beginners from the pros when they're using a tool like Google's anti-gravity. And when you put all these features together, they all point to one massive evolution in how we develop software. The game is no longer about writing the perfect single prompt. It's about becoming the orchestrator of an entire AI team. By mastering this toolkit, the agent manager, the model strategy, the artifacts, automation, and these policy controls, you are no longer just a user talking to a chatbot. You become the manager, the director, the orchestrator of a highly efficient AI engineering team. And this all leads to the really big question this technology presents. It's a fundamental shift in the creative process. I mean, when anyone can orchestrate an AI engineering team with just a few clicks, it really makes you wonder, how is this going to change the future of building software itself?